Hi guys, this is Jaden here, and with Christmas being like 2 or 3 weeks away, I think it'd be a good idea for me to make this video for you guys that explains what my Christmas theme challenge idea would be for Total Drama. For like what if I was one of the writers for Total Drama, or if I had my own fan made Total Drama series, like basically the same thing that I did last October, but with Christmas. So yeah, let me explain this challenge idea of mine. Now, first off, guys, I want to make clear that I would definitely rather have this challenge be like a pre-merge thing done with like 2 or 3 teams rather than have it be done with individual contestants. I mean, if this was a post-merge challenge done with the remaining contestants for the season, then I guess it would still be a really good episode. It would still work very well. But I feel that it would work a little bit better, if not way better, if it was done with teams for whatever season this would be. And let's say this would be like a Total Drama World Tour challenge for like, what if I was one of the riders for World Tour, or if I had my own World Tour series or something like that, because I would want this challenge to take place at the North Pole, since it helps to make it feel more Christmassy, and that's also where Santa Claus lives, whether he's real or not. So yeah, let's say this would be like, what if World Tour was happening during December or something like that. So yeah, this episode of mine would involve the characters landing on the North Pole, where they, I assume they meet Santa Claus, because yeah, I guess it would be pretty cool to have Santa Claus be in a Total Drama episode. But the main thing is, I would want this challenge at the North Pole to be like a two-part type of challenge. You know what I mean? So the first part of the challenge would basically be like the teams like venture out at the North Pole looking for the 2 or 3 sleighs that they'll need for the next part of the challenge, and they spend like maybe a few minutes of the episode, like maybe more specifically, let's say like 5 minutes of this episode looking around for the sleighs that they'll need for the next part of the challenge. And then once the teams find the sleighs they'll need for the next part of the challenge, we then enter part two, in which that's like a big sleigh race at the North Pole. The second and final part of my challenge would basically be like a big sleigh race at the North Pole, and it starts from wherever there'd be a starting line there, all the way to wherever there'd be a finish line there. It'd be a long, big race like that. And I guess we could say it'd be Chris and or Chef putting the starting and finishing lines on there. But yeah, this would be a big race for the climax of this challenge. And obviously, it'd be controlled with these sleighs that the teams have to look for during part one of this challenge. And obviously, the sleighs are controlled by reindeer, but it might not be the type of reindeer you're thinking. It's not like Santa's normal nice reindeer. These are like real vicious, mean, and strict reindeer that you'd have to be real careful with when controlling them. Like when you're controlling them, telling them to like move or something, you don't want to be all like pushy, be like, "Oh, come on, get a move on," because chances are they're gonna get all pissed at you and attack you and possibly cost you the game. Although there would also be a chance that they just attack you for no reason, like the second you get on the sleigh. So yeah, you have to deal with these dangerous, vicious reindeer as you're doing this big race. And there would also be like Chris adding explosions to this big race as well, to better help this challenge fit in well with the whole meaning of Total Drama, by having Chris add explosions on there, like what he did for the final part of that one challenge during the 11th episode of Total Drama Island. So yeah, this would basically be like a big, dangerous race that would go on for like maybe, let's say, half the episode at least. And of course, whichever team makes it past the finish line with all of their team members wins the game. And of course, whichever team makes it last has to go inside the plane and vote off whoever is going home for the elimination ceremony. Although I guess this episode could also be a reward challenge thing, especially since they did a lot of those during Action and World Tour. I think I'd rather have it be an elimination episode, but I don't really care as much about like whether or not this would be an elimination episode or a reward challenge episode, as much as I do with like whether this challenge would be done with teams or with individual contestants. So yeah, guys, that about explains what my Christmas themed Total Drama challenge would be like. If you want to, you can let me know in the comment section what you think of this challenge idea of mine, or maybe like if you have one, and of course if you want to, what your Christmas themed Total Drama challenge idea would be. And yeah, that about wraps up this video, everybody. So bye, thanks for watching the vid, have a good day, and have a happy holiday season this month.